Yeah, you can ask.
Um, it's like when the like from the 1980, 1980 to 2010, and it's just an example. And from this from the like 1980 to 2000 is
Mhm.
the line go down, but then up
Okay. Mhm.
skyrocket.
Okay.
And
Let me do something. First of all, let me teach you how to write an overview. What do you need to write a good overview? Okay, there are some questions related to actually the type of your diagram or chart, whether it's pie chart, whether it's maybe line chart, bar graph, okay, or map. So we have different overviews. It
yeah,
means you need to answer some maybe imaginary questions in your mind to write this overview. First of all, let me write actually about and explain overview in line graph. The first question that you need to answer to write an overview is to answer this question. Okay, let me write. What does the title of line graph? So what does the title of the line graph, or what does maybe say the title of line graph
yeah,
say? So that is really important. So the first question that you need to answer, let me, okay, this, okay, and this. Okay, so the first question. The first thing that you need to know is to answer this question to write. So as you know, we have a title above the line chart or bar graph or R chart, no matter which diagram. We have a title. So first of all, you need to mention and you need to write the title, just this.
yeah,
Then, okay, we have, let me show you something. For example, this is, okay, it's not good. This is a line graph, something like this, okay, or something like this, for example. Okay, this is my line graph,
yeah,
and I have vertical axis, horizontal axis. This one is vertical, this one is horizontal. So I have two axes here, this one and this one, okay? The second thing that you need to know is to write about axis. Okay, what does it mean? It means what does the vertical axis describe? So the second one, what does the vertical axis describe? So this is the second question that you need to answer. And after that, what does horizontal axis describe?
yeah,
So I have three questions, okay? What does the horizontal axis describe, okay? Now, now I want to know if I should talk about all the points, for example, in line, or no, just what do the highest and lowest points of the line show? So the highest and the lowest, just these two. So
yeah,
for example, what do the highest and the lowest, okay, points show? So next one, okay? So for example, this one, this is the highest and this one is the lowest. So I only need to mention these two, not details, not other points, okay? The
yeah,
next one, Okay, what is the general trend? What is the general trend? The general trend. For example, you can see, okay, I don't see, I don't know, a significant change. So as I can see, for example, in point B and C and D, actually I have the same change. So I have a mild change, not significant change. So I can see, for example, points A, B, C, and D are the same or similar. So this is the general trend. And just if you have any sharp increase or decrease, you need to mention. So, are there any sharp increase or decrease? So, this is all about line charts. So you need to have these questions and you need to answer these questions to find actually your overview, to write your overview. Now, let's do an exercise together, okay?
Yes, but
Yeah.
I in the question, what is the general trend? Is
As I
uh
okay, as I told you, for
okay.
example, I have this line chart. Okay, this is my line chart. Okay, and now let me show you. I have some points like A or B. Okay, it's too hard to write with this mouse. D or E. Okay. For example, they
Yeah,
are the name of countries. Okay.
yeah,
Okay, the general trend means, for example, if you can see significant and sharp changes, differences in different points or no. Sometimes I see, for example, no, there is no big change. So I can say countries B and C and D and E have the same situations. They're similar. This is my general trend. Okay, get it?
yes.
Okay, very good. So,
But it's like it's just a little bit. Then we use it similar.
yeah, what do you mean? I couldn't realize.
It's
We would
like
say,
when the increase or decrease, it's just a little bit. Then it's the same.
okay, so about, yeah, about increase and decrease, you only mention sharp, the most important increase or decrease, just this. If you can, for example, I can say maybe the most increase is in, for example, is on point C, and I can see the sharpest decrease is, for example, point D or E, okay, for example. So, but general trend, I can say D and B and E are similar or in similar conditions. They are the same. So this is my general. I can't see any significant change, any sharp changes in these points. Okay?
Yes,
Get it?
yes, yes.
Oh.
I know.
So let's do an exercise about line, and then we can just let me okay, share a picture to do an exercise together. Just wait one moment. If you want, if you have any question, you can ask me while I'm sending the picture to you, just because it takes a few minutes to find it and send it to you.
We, yes, there's a question in my school. It's like this line graph uh, describe a line, but it's down and up and no, it's like down. It's go down at the
Mhm.
at the start, then it's up. It's like skyrocket. Then uh, can I say can I write in an overview like the like no, it's like teacher. Can I have can I get the notebook to
Of course,
for
of course, of course. While I'm sending this picture, so you can take your notebook because I'm trying to.
Yes, okay.
Okay, I just sent. Okay, and this is our line graph. Let's talk about it and let's write an overview about this line graph.
Uh, Teacher, this
Yes.
like isn't similar with my like graph school.
Yeah, really? They're the same? Okay, that's great. So we can write an overview for your school line graph. Why not?
Yes, yes. Um, can I take the book for
Of
my
course, of course. Of course. I'm waiting for you. Just
teacher? I forget it on my school. I don't bring it.
yeah, it's
Uh,
okay. We can do this together. When we do this together, of course, you will figure out everything about line charts so that you can do your school. So no matter, just, let's do this together. Let's try to write this together. And then, of course, if you have any questions about your school assignment task, you can ask me, okay?
yes.
Okay, very good. So let's get started. Okay, take a look at this line graph. Okay, just let me share it on the screen because I need it. Okay, just one moment to share it on the screen so that we can do this together. Okay. Well, it's being uploaded.
Can I find the like graph like my school my school in on the internet?
Of course, if you want, you can.
Yes, this like graph is like this, teacher.
Yeah, so this is multiple. Okay, let me say something. We normally have more than one line in line graphs. We need to compare them. Each line is actually describing something, and they're different, and we need to compare this line chart. But first of all, you need to write an overview for each of them. If you have more than one, that is really easy. You can compare them together, okay? You can do something. Can you send your actually, I don't know, school task to me so that I can check it, I can write, and of course, you can compare with, for example, something that we do in class. Okay, so we can do this together. Then I can write you something about an overview for yours, and then you can compare. Okay, just
Yes,
send it because I can't see it clearly from your phone. So if you can.
but it's like I don't bring my book to my house, so I
It's
don't
okay
have.
tomorrow. You can send it tomorrow, for example. Of course, tomorrow is holiday. Okay, so when you go to school, you can send it to me.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Well, let's get started. Okay, let's think of this word. Okay, first of all, I want you to answer these questions. Not right. Let me, okay, put this. I think it's better. Okay, now it's better. Okay, I want you to answer these questions, okay, according to this line graph. What does the title of the line graph is? Okay, so what does say, or what is the title of line graph?
The title of like graph, the like graph say that the the like the like graph demonstrates
Very
the
good.
uh, home the
That's
like graph the like graph demonstrate how ownerships rise in selected Europe
select.
selected Europe.
Very good. So that's it. So the first question, the first sentence of your overview. The given line graph, or for example, the line graph illustrates, demonstrates, shows home ownership rates in selected European countries. This is the first line of your overview. The second one, what does the vertical axis describe? This is, okay, vertical axis. Vertical axis
is a percentage.
Percentage of ownership, of course. Percentage of people ownership. And what does the horizontal axis describe? This one?
6 countries: Romania, Italy, UK, France, Germany.
Very good. You don't need to say. You don't need. In overview, we don't write the details. Just you should say, and horizontal, for example, axis illustrate, for example, home ownerships in 6 countries. European just this. You don't need to talk about all of them. Just say in 6 countries. Okay. Now.
Yeah.
What do the highest and the lowest points show? The highest, the lowest.
The highest points show the percentage of ownerships in Romania.
And of course, and the lowest point, of course, we have
is
the least percentage, of course, the least percentage of ownership in Switzerland. Just this. Now, the next one. What is general trend? As you can see, we have similar changes, okay, as you can see, in all the countries, okay, we have the same changes, the same condition in different countries. As you can see, there is no sharp increase or decrease. Okay, that's it. This is your overview. Number one, you don't need to give any detail. Don't name all countries. Okay, just try to say the first point, the last point, the title, this and this, just this. Get it?
Yes.
Okay. Any other question?
Can I? No.
Okay, so.
Yes, I think it's clear in this line graph.
Okay, so of course we can talk about the other graphs if you want, because they have different formula, different structure, different overviews and different charts. For example, pie chart is different from line chart. So if you want, we can talk about them. If no, we can actually keep going with our lesson and then we back to this part. It's your choice. If you want, I can describe the next one. Do you want?
Can you take an example of line graph that it has a lot of line?
Okay, multi. Okay, of course. Let me share something. Of course. Just wait a moment to upload it.
Yes.
Let me find something that is good. I think this one is good. Okay, so I think this one, let me show you just, okay. I think this is the same as your school. Just let me send it to you. Okay, yeah. Well, just one moment to send it. Okay. Well, just tell me if it's okay or no. This one, check it.
Yeah.
Is it okay?
Yes, I see.
Okay. Let me share it on the board so that we can do this together. Okay. Well, this one, okay, so we have this line graph, okay, and okay, we have consumption of spread. Okay, so we're gonna write about this. Okay, now, you wanna start with introduction or just overview?
Just I think overview, and
Okay,
maybe our body.
okay, very, very good. Okay, so let's talk about this. Well, actually, this line graph, as you can see, illustrate or shows or demonstrate the amount of, as you can see, three kind, okay, of spreads. That is margin, low fat, and reduced spread, and butter. Okay, so for example, this three. So illustrate or demonstrate or show or other three kinds of, or the amount of three kind of margin, low fat, reduced spread, and butter, which were consumed over. Now we need to, for example, how many years? For example, from 1981 to 2007. Okay?
Yeah.
This is the first actually line, or can be our introduction. Introduction is paraphrase of the question, so you need to mention what is the line, actually what the line graph is about. So this is the first line. And now we want to talk about, for example, the second part. Okay, we're gonna maybe give a main body and talk about this line graph. Okay, parts per part. So as you can see, the consumption of margin and of course I can bother, okay, decreased,
Yeah.
we have margin and bother decreased, while for low fat, okay, so let's check what for low fat, okay, as you can see, reduce the spreads, okay, it's rose.
Yeah.
Rose is past of rise, okay, so you can say something like this. And as you can see now, we only mention at the start of period, we have something like this. So this one and this one at the start of period, bother, okay, as you can see,
Yes.
bother, yeah, for example, was popular spread. As you can see, it's really popular here, okay. And after that, we have a decrease here and it's replaced by, margin. Now I have a sharp increase in margin. So it's replaced by margin. Okay, so something like this. And after that, we have again, for example, low fat and reduced spread became the most widely used in final. So as you can see in final, the most widely used, okay? Something like this.
Yes.
Okay, this is the first part, for example. So as you can see, we compare. Now I need to write. It's too hard to, say at the moment. It's too hard to say.
Yeah.
But, when you're writing, it will be really easy to write. But, as you can see, let me close this. Okay. Okay, well, let me close this. Okay, so as we talked, in these type of maybe line charts that we have more than one line chart, that is really normal. We have more than one line chart. Okay, this you need to compare. And what do you need to mention? You need to talk about the first points. If there is then, if, for example, which one is the most important or has the most important change, you need to talk about it. And after that, if you need to compare them, if, for example, now in the middle of way, okay, this part is maybe, for example, was increased, but this one has decrease. So something like this. And you need to talk about the last part. You need to talk about the final part of your chart, and you need to compare them. Which one has the most significant change? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to do something? Do you want to let's do something else. Do you want me to actually give you an exercise to do it and write it together? Do you
Yeah.
want?
Yes.
Okay, so let's do. Let me find a another one that is, I think, better. So just wait a moment. I think this one is not bad. That's good, I think. Just wait. We have a topic. Is writing task 1. Okay, it's not bad. Give me one moment to send it to you, and let's write it together. Okay. Well, I hope you can see it clearly. And this one. Okay, this is an actually an IELTS academic writing task 1. So let's do this together. And I think it will be real clear. Just let me clean the board to write it together, okay?
Yes.
And let me just wait to share it on the board so that I can see. Okay. Well, now let me close this one and upload another one. Just okay. So we have it now. Okay. What is the title? The graph shows average annual expenditure on cell phone and residential phone services between 2001 and 2010. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparison where relevant. Okay, you get started. Let's start.
It's like the given line graph.
You need to write, not say, because as I told you, that is really hard when we want to say, okay, we need to write because we need to check the changes. And of course I can write here. So okay. Well, let me, okay. And do you know the meaning of expenditure? Do you know? It means cost.
Cost.
Yeah, of
Yes.
course, cost means expenditure. Okay, let's write this one together. So now, just before you start answering, okay, let me put your picture here. Before writing about this line, let me tell you how to write. The first thing that you need to mention in your writing, you need to introduce the line graph, okay? What it illustrates. You can use, okay, this but paraphrase. As a, for
Yeah.
example, expenditure, okay, let me change it to cost, okay? Annual, every year. And so let me change it, okay? Residential phone service, okay, so we need to find synonym, so paraphrase. So this is the first thing. Then you need to give an overview. Actually, you only need to briefly summarize what happens on the graph. So let's do the first part, an overview together. Okay, let's check it. So this one, okay. For example, let me write here. Okay, so, well, can you see?
Yes.
I wrote. Okay, now would you read your actually first paragraph? Something that, your introduction maybe. What did you write?
Yeah, yeah. Like the given line graph, the given line graph depicts the transformation in the earnings of four coffee shops from New York City over a single year.
No, no, no. So it's not always singular, first of all. Let me say something about the word depict. It's not good. It's, it's not really common. We don't use it. So try to use something else, so it's not good. So first of all, now let's check mine. The line graph, okay, actually shows, illustrate something else. Okay, so the line graph illustrates, okay, what is this? Average expenditures, average cost, okay, we are talking about, as you can see, phone services, US, as you can see, American clients, American customers, people, okay, people, for example, spent on what? Mobile phones, cell phones, and residential phone service. What does it mean? And telephone service at a place of residence. It means, there are synonyms. Annually, over 10 years from 2001 to 2010. Okay? So 21 to 2010. Okay? So this is 10 years, not 1 year. Get it?
Yes.
Okay, so this is my first paragraph.
No, no.
Well,
Teacher,
yeah.
the introduction that I have read is just another title. It's not this chat.
What? Another title? What is this? This is,
And I thought that you told me to read an introduction that I have done in my school.
yeah, I'm sorry, I couldn't understand what you said, You sent me, you are talking about the introduction that you showed me next week. Yeah?
No, no, it's like I just read the introduction that
Yeah,
have.
I got
I,
it. You wrote something like this in your school,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that was your introduction.
yeah.
Yeah, got it. Okay, so, and what did your teacher say? How was that?
Because I don't know, but he didn't say anything, and he just checked my grammar and vocab. It was true on.
Okay, so let me say something about introductions. As I told you, there are different ways, different, maybe a lot of, maybe vocabulary words, and I don't know, maybe different methods of writing. But let me say something. You need to choose the best one. What does it mean? There is a difference between a person who can get band 5, 6, and band 7 and 8. So
Yeah.
how to write it? As I remember, your teacher used the word depict, as I remember, because I remember you sent me something that your teacher wrote. Yeah? Yeah, your teacher had written something and you sent me that. And I remember that the word depict was used by your teacher. Okay, so I want to say that, okay, as I told you, no, I don't prefer. And so I think we have better alternatives than depict. It's not really good. I don't know if I can in a really, I'm talking about a long period of time. I've never seen someone use this word. Maybe
Yeah.
it's really, yeah, really. And now we want to actually give an introduction. First of all, that is really important, how to paraphrase the question. That is really important. And so for this actually title, this introduction can be good. Of course, I can change it another way. Now I can write it another way, but I think this is the best thing that, for example, I can write for now. So you need to do something, okay? Just, I want you to do something. Uh, when you write an introduction, when you write about a line graph or something, when you have a task at school, just
Yeah.
send your answer. If your teacher doesn't check and doesn't, maybe give, I don't know, feedback
Yeah.
about your writing, I can do it. And so I
Yeah.
can check because that's really, really important. Okay, I can check your task. Okay, that's good. But if you don't know how to make it better, how to make a progress, that is really important. So you can send me, I can check it and then rewrite it again. So then you can show your teacher. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and okay, so you can have it. And do you want to actually continue or no? That's enough, you think?
I think I need an overview.
Okay, so let's keep going. Okay, now this is the first part, and now we can say, okay, overall, now we need something like, let me check. Okay, let me check through this one and this one. Okay. As you can see, spending on residential phone service declined and reduced. So as you can see, so we can say overall, okay, of course this should be in capital letter, but now, okay, it's better. And don't forget to put comma because that is really important. Spending on, for example, residential. Now for overview, you don't need to paraphrase it again. Phone service. Okay. And we have a really huge, so decrease, so say dramatically. Okay. We can say decrease or declined. They're the same. So something like this. And we have compare. So we can say while the actually annual expenditure amount of annual, for example, expenditures. Okay. For example, on cell phones. Okay. For example, what? Or no, let me check it. Let me change it. What the amount of? No, it's a little detailed. Let me. While the, for example, popularity of mobile phones okay increased significantly. Increased. Okay, let me increased, for example, over 10 years. Okay. And just addition both services. 2006 met at the same record in 2006. Okay, so well, this is your overview. Just let's check it together. Okay, so as you can see, first of all, something that I wrote. Spending on residential phone service, okay, as you can see, this one dramatically declined. As you can see, we have start point, and as you can see, dramatically step by step, okay, decrease to 2010. So decline or decrease. While the popularity, as you can see, people actually were into buy mobile phones in a decade, in 10 years, from 2001 and 2010. So the popularity of mobile phones significantly increased over 10 years, or in a decade. You can use both of them. In addition, we have, as I told you, you need to mention the sharp increase or decrease. Okay, as you can see, in addition, both of services met at the same record in 2006. Can you see? This is your overview. Okay?
Sure. Can I have a question?
Of course.
It's like if the line graph have more than two line, then it have a lot of the sharp. How can we do it?
Okay, so for example, more than, okay, let me say something about line graphs. You know, line graph normally contains two or three. But
Yeah.
we don't have, it's not really common in IELTS more than 3-line graph, because we don't have actually enough time to write about, all graphs. So actually it will be really maybe time consuming to write about more than 3 or 4. Just if you have more than 2, for example, just this. First of all, let me say, for example, let me write something here. Let me draw something. Okay, for example, I have another line like this. Okay, like this. For example, here. Okay, I have another line. Now, I need to compare these 3. For example, I say, okay, I talked about the first one and the second one. Okay, I don't know what it is. And now I'm going to talk about, for example, I don't know, line C. And as you can see, we have actually significant or sharp decrease or change within 2004 and 2005 that we need to mention. And then we can say that, okay, this line, for example, line C, has mild or gentle or dramatically, for example, increased within 2005 or to 2010, or within 5 years. Just this. So you can say, for example, there is no big change. I don't know, there is no significant, there is no maybe no, noticeable change in first 5 years within 2001 and 2005. Then just you need to mention this actually change, this decrease, and after that, we have the same maybe route or the same way as the other lines from 2005 in 5 years, from 2005 to 2010. Okay, just you need to compare 3 of them. So let's do something. Of course, I need to have, another line contains 3 lines, maybe 3 or more, to write an overview. But do you want me to do this now?
But can I have a question about this? it's like because I can see that it's have two more sharp in like the mid at the same record.
Yeah, of course, they met here. They met at the same record.
Uh,
It means in 2006. Yeah.
and how about the line C? Is
Okay, no, no, there is no, actually, line C is different. Maybe I have something like this. Let me erase it. Okay. Maybe I have, okay, something like this. Okay. Now I can write, for example, this is C. Now I can write that, for example, third of services met at the same time, or at the same record in 2006. Okay, so I have. But now, as you can see, line C has a really significant and sharp increase within 4 years. In 4 years, okay? So you don't need to say between 2006 and just within 4 years from this to this, or this to this, for example, here, okay? If I consider it 2008, 2 years. In 2 years, and after that, of course, for example, something like this. Okay, you can say that finally, okay, finally, C and, of course, cell phone services met at the same record in 2010, and they had the most significant actually increase, just this. No, get it?
oh,
Is it
and
difficult?
yes, but no, it's just but it's like it mean that we need to write all the mid in the line graph, right, teacher?
Why do we need to write this? Met at the
No,
same.
no, it's like for example, the line graph have more than one mid at the same record,
Of
and
course.
we need to write all of this or just one?
Of course. Any sharp, as I told you, there are some questions that you need to answer. And one of those questions, okay, if there is any sharp increase or decrease, if they have something in common, maybe they met in, for example, in the same time, you need to mention, because they actually, if there is any significant change, you need to mention. And this is a significant change. As you can see, they met at the same time. Okay, so at the same record at the same time, so that is really important. If we have more, of course, we need to write.
I think it's clear now.
Okay, good.
Uh, One more question,
Of
but
course.
because like as the previous example of the light C, and then you say that in the five in the like in the first 5 years, it's decreased. Then in like from 2001 to
Yeah, and
2005
yeah, of course. For
decreased.
example, yeah, dramatically, for example, increased in first 5 years, or for example, within 5 years, then actually we have maybe a sharp decrease, and after that, again, this service dramatically maybe increase, something like this.
But
But you don't, yeah,
I think this mean that we detail about the light graph, so I think it
don't
should
give it.
be in coding.
We don't give any detail. As I told you, we don't give any detail. As I told you, you need to pay attention to the questions. As I told you, okay, the first question that I mentioned, I talked about, what does the title say? Just this. So we wrote, for example. And after that, what does the vertical axis, or for example, horizontal axis, okay, say or describe? Okay, it means that, for example, as you can see, it's about, mobile phones, and we have something like this. Then we have what is general trend of the line. So we can say something like, for example, if there is any sharp changes, any significant changes, we need to mention. And after that, of course, if any sharp decrease or increase, just this. No more details. No more details about years, one by one. You don't need. As you can see, just this is a general opinion. Just generally talk about it. For example, let's see. Okay, what do you understand? What do you understand from this line graph? As you
Yeah.
can see, so for example, this is cell phone service. Okay, I have a start point, I have an end point, and actually this route this way is increasing, and
Yeah.
this one is decreasing. So these two things are the most important thing that I need to mention. Just this. Overall, spending on residential phones dramatically declined. And while in contrast, though anything to make contrast, or while the popularity of mobile phones significantly, dramatically, or I don't know, depends on the line chart, increased over 10 years, just this. Now, I have an important point here I need to mention. In addition, both of services met at the same record in
Yeah.
2006, just this. No details, nothing. Okay, get it?
Yes. And now I read
Of course,
uh, my
yes.
my overview in the school, and
Of
I'm not sure
course.
that I have detail in the
Of
live graph or
course.
not, and I'm
Read
not
it,
sure.
please. Of course, we can check it together.
My overview is overall, it can be seen that the transformation in student register in in economics increase while psychology decrease. The then increased rapidly and reached its top in 2021. Nevertheless, this number in humanities extremely increased and mathematics slightly decreased at the end of a period of 5 years.
Okay, so it's too much. It's too much. Can I see it? Can you send me?
It's in my notebook and
It's okay. So after that, when you have time, you can send it to me. Okay, so after class, for example. Let me say something. It was too
yeah,
much. As I heard, you gave more details that actually should be given in main body, not overview. Overview is your general idea. Just this. We don't have extra information. For example, if the roof is increasing, just say. If it's decreasing, just say. If there is any sharp change, just say. No more than, okay, there's three.
uh,
You don't need, okay? Yeah?
but like the example of like C is like because at the first 5 years it's decreased, then five like from 2001 to 2005 it's decreased, then 2006 to 2010 it increased. And do we need to write it's like from the first 5 years it decreased, then from this time to the end of the period is increased?
Okay, so actually, if you have if you have different maybe period of time with different changes, actually you can mention. As I told you, not more details, but something that I can do for you is to, because I need to see the line chart and check your overview, then I can actually add my maybe I don't know, idea and give you my opinion about it. Because when I don't see your chart, your graph, I can't give actually a good overview. So after class, please send it to me. I check the line graph and of course your overview. Then I rewrite it again in the best way and you compare mine and yours. Okay, it's better, I think. And if you have any question, then you can ask me, okay? Because when I can't see, it's really, I can't imagine, you know, because I
Yeah.
can't see the charts, the line graph, so it's too hard to imagine it. So, and check your overview just by hearing. So send it and then I will check it,
Yeah.
okay?
Okay, teacher.
Great. Any other question? Okay, so was this part clear? Could you understand or do you need me to explain more?
No, no, I think it's clear now because I
Uh,
have just a question at that part.
Okay, very good. Okay, so of course we will talk after, you know, this session, next session, we will talk about this part again because I'm going to teach you how to write over body, you know, overviews and main bodies for different types of diagrams, you know, maps or maybe line graph. Of course, we talked about line graph, but maybe I can add some details and of course the all the diagram because you need to know the methods, they're really different. And then of course we can talk about this again. Well, now, okay, actually, I was going to teach you some maybe vocabularies because this unit was about, let me show you the unit. This unit was about building and places. So of course you need it, you know, and the writing section, let me show you. Just wait a moment. Okay. As you can see, the writing section that we talked about and we discussed, it was about buildings and houses. So that is really important to learn some new words, some new actually, and vocabulary related to each topic. So
Yeah.
because if you don't know the words, of course, you can't write, you can't talk. So that is really important. Now I'm going to teach you some words, new words related to home and buildings. And of course, we can talk and keep going. So, okay, let me share something on a screen so that you can see. Okay. Especially about maps. You need these. Sorry, I was. Okay. So just let me make it a little smaller. Okay, I think it's good. No, we don't need it. Okay, so I think you can, okay, can you see these two sheets? Can you see?
Yeah.
Okay, as you can see, the first one is about building, the second one is about construction and housing, okay? So let's read these words, the essential words that you need to know if you want to write maybe man-made environments. Okay, if you want to talk, if you want to write, if you want to maybe explain and describe a map. The first one about housing, construction. As you can see, the verb is to construct. In IELTS, we don't say to build. We say to construct. We don't say building. We say construction. And as I told you, demolish. I remember that I told you. Demolish is the verb and demolition now, to destroy. And when we say demolition, to pull down a building, you know, pull down a building, okay? And Demolish is the verb. Renovate is the opposite of demolish. And renovation is the noun. Would you close the door, please? Okay. To renovate means restore, renew, recreate, rebuild. And renovation is noun, is
Yeah.
reverb. Citizen. Instead of citizen, you can use inhabitants or residents, people who live in a place. And residents, people, residential, for example, residential area is a place that people live in. And citizen, inhabitants are the same as residents. We have close-knit community. Of course, we have the same word, the same phrase for about family, close-knit family. Close-knit community, normally people in villages, country or city neighborhood, not inside the cities. Actually, people know, their neighbors, they have good relations and look after them. So this is close-knit community. And affordable housing. Housing, actually, some housing units that are affordable by people whose income is actually below maybe the median household income, the medium, the average. Maybe some, I don't know, people who don't have enough income to rent a house. Actually, there are some affordable housing units, and these people can actually rent and can afford renting them. Okay. This one is about building. Okay. Of course, architecture, the study about, maybe designing or actually maybe interior design and designing and maybe building or instructions. And we have feats of engineering. What does it mean? Feats of engineering. That is really important. For example, Eiffel Tower can be a really, maybe I can say, an amazing feat of engineering. It means that something that you pay for it, you try, you pay your talents, you pay your mind, your thought to make something like masterpiece, something amazing. This is feats of engineering. And we have sustainable materials that actually can be used to construct a building are sustainable materials, and there are different materials. For example, we have cement, we have concrete, they're different materials. And we have environmentally friendly building materials. Some materials are eco-friendly. And so, for example, something like wood and something like this, they are environmentally friendly materials. And preservation means protection. Historic and historical buildings, that is really easy, And concrete and cement, as you can see, cement is a powdery substance mixed with sand. It's gray. And of course, we can mix it with water to make concrete. And concrete is really hard and material that can be used to maybe build and for maybe building industry. Get it?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so there are different the most important words. And now I'm going to ask you a question. Let me close them. Do you need me to send them for you?
Yes, maybe.
Okay, of course, yes. Okay, now you want to talk about your city, maybe hometown. This is maybe the most important question, Niles, about your hometown, your city. Okay, I'm going to ask you, for example. And for example, I'm asking you, what is your hometown like? Would you briefly talk about it?
Yes. My hometown is a peaceful place for you to visit. Yes, because yes, and it isn't a city. It isn't modern. like it isn't as modern as city, but it still have some like have some buildings. But yeah, then
Buildings,
buildings.
residential constructions, residential area. So we
Yeah,
don't say building. Yeah.
it still have a lot of like uh, residential construction and maybe the population here I think is so low. Just
Mhm.
um, I think that 2 million of people in my province.
Yeah, of course. So 2 million. Now let's talk about it. Okay, so you need some words to express something that you want to say. You know what you want to say, but you can't because you don't know how to say. Okay, let's learn some words. These adjectives can be used to talk about and to describe city and hometown. Okay, now let's talk about them one by one. The first one is flourishing. The word flourishing means successful, but when we say a city is flourishing or a flourishing city means lively, very profitable. So flourishing city means very lively, okay, or profitable. Get it?
But teacher, can you spell the forfeitable?
You
I
know, it means something like successful. When do you know the meaning of profit?
profit
It means benefit. Do you
benefit.
know?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. And now profit, profitable is an adjective, come from profit. It means money making. You know, for example, when you live in the city, this city actually is really successful. You can have your job, you can earn your money. So this means maybe profitable. So you can get some benefits, some profits means profitable. Okay,
Yes.
get it? So
Yeah.
let me write. Okay, so lively or profitable. So, okay. Populous. Okay, as you know, oh, let me close this. Okay, so, okay. Populous means crowded. Instead of crowded, what we can say populous. Okay, and you know, it comes from popularity. And we have a principal city. What does it mean when we say principal city? The largest place with the population of at least 10,000 in a core-based statistical area. Core-base means maybe the central of a city, maybe a place. So this really large cities, at least 10,000 in core base statistical area. It means, you know, it's a central area.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm true.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we have bustling. It means very busy and crowded, bustling. We have cosmopolitan city. New York is a cosmopolitan city. What does it mean? You know, when you go to New York, you see actually this city is full of people from different parts of the world. Chinese, maybe Asian, American, British, okay, German. So these type of cities called cosmopolitan cities, okay?
Yes.
And we have thriving. Thriving means blooming or successful. Yeah, so this means blooming or successful. And blooming is something like in progress, blooming, you know, in progress. So
Yes.
this means, and dense, maybe you heard density. Dense is the concentration of people within a species in actually specific area. For example, we have the concentration of people who live in an area. This is dense. Okay. For example, we have urban density. Okay. And drab is maybe opposite of flourishing, boring, lifeless, congested, overcrowded,
Yeah.
memorable, unforgettable, impressive, exciting, moving, and magnificent means very beautiful, impressive, glorious. Get it?
Yes.
Now I want you to describe your hometown again using the word that we'll learn, okay?
Yes. Okay. My hometown. I think that's. Oh, teacher. The principal city is it a city or just an area?
It's a city, I'm talking about principal city.
Oh, yeah.
Can be, of course, we have principal area. Why not? Of course we have principal area. Maybe it's a part of, an area in the city. Maybe it's city center and of course overcrowded. So it can
Yeah.
be.
Okay. Maybe my hometown isn't a cosmopolitan city because it's just I think Vietnamese people here, and my my area where I live now is I think around it is a principal area, and yes, just my area is a principal area, and it's not very bustling like like in some big city or some principal in some other principal cities, but it's still like I still enjoy when I living here because people here are very like friendly, and they will help you if you need. I'm sure with you about that. And more
First,
no,
excellent.
no, no, it's like most definitely I think that uh, my hometown isn't overcrowded. Yes.
Very good. So let me send this words on Skype. So, okay, so that you can have them. Maybe you forget. Okay, excellent. So as you can see, it works. Now it's better now. And you can talk about something more professionally.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now let's talk about, do you remember something about your hometown in the past? Or, has your hometown changed during the years?
uh, I think that when I was a child, I like I couldn't remember clearly what's my hometown like, but uh, when I can recognize the how things change around my life, I can realize that my hometown is like developed than before because it have now it have a very big supermarket like
Mhm.
Copmark.
Very big supermarket or hypermarket. So they're different. Department store, hypermarket, supermarket, they're different.
What is hypermarket, teacher?
Ah, okay. So we have different types of markets, maybe. We have hypermarket that is really large, supermarkets, and actually it's maybe there are some separated parts that you can find different and separated goods in it. So this is hypermarkets. Maybe you may find, for example, some goods like, I don't know, clothes. containers,
Yeah.
or food and, for example, meals, something like the fruit. So this is hypermarket. We have department store. Of course, department stores are really large stores, and they have different branches in different cities. For example, we have here and in another in Chicago, in New York, in London. Okay, so this is department store. We have supermarket. That is supermarket is, okay, you know this. And then we have convenience store. Convenience is a small supermarkets, normally local supermarkets, it's really small and local supermarket. It's called convenience. Okay.
Yes. But
Well,
uh can you spell the word
I
hyper?
write, I write for you in chat box so that you can have them. Okay, let me write. Just wait a minute. Okay. Market. Okay. And we have department store and convenience store. Okay, convenience store.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so, well, let's do this part together. A boy is describing his hometown. Now let's listen and read and match the places the boy talks about with A2H on the map, okay?
Yes.
Great. Just let me play it. 22, wait a moment. Okay.
Track 22. Well, I live in a small town in the north of my country. It has quite a few interesting places to visit. For example, in the center of town, on the north side of the square, we have the historic town hall, which was built in 1895. In front of it, there's a beautiful fountain. Opposite the town hall, there's the library. Then, if you go over the bridge, we have the art gallery, a big, modern building, which often has interesting exhibitions. The art gallery is actually between the cinema to the north and a big shopping mall, where I often meet up with my friends. To the south of the town, there's a harbor, where you can take a boat to the islands. And then next to the harbor is the stadium, where people go to watch our local football team. And just behind it is the public swimming pool. It's an outdoor pool, lovely in summer, but very chilly the rest of the year.
Okay, could you?
Um. uh, the library one.
So, the library.
I think that G.
You sure, you think?
Uh, uh,
You want
op-
to listen again?
no, it's say that opposite the town hall there's the library. Opposite
Okay,
is G.
so, okay, and now, like the next one.
Art gallery. I think the art gallery is B
B, Y.
because it say that when you go through the bridge, then it's art gallery, but art gallery is between the cinema and a big shopping mall. So between just between A and C.
Of course, when we go over the bridge, we have the art gallery. Okay, very good. And between the cinema and big shopping mall. So, which one is cinema, you think? To the north is cinema.
To the north is cinema A.
A, excellent, very good. And harbor,
Harbor D.
very good. D, excellent. And swimming pool,
Swimming swimming pool is F.
what about stadium?
E.
Okay, E and F. Very good, excellent. Well, okay. Do you have any questions, any issues related to this part or reading, this writing part, something that you want to ask me?
No, I just would like to find the the line graph to send you, and yes.
Of course, try to send it to me. And of course, your overview, I want to check. And then I will check it, rewrite it, and send it back. Okay?
Yes.
Very good. So let me stop recording because we don't need it anymore.